Hey everyone, welcome back to the On a Water Break podcast. I'm your host, Steve McCarrick, and this episode's one I was really excited to get scheduled. We'll be sitting down with Michael Robertson, a quad drummer at MCM, the week before percussion finals in 2023. MCM is known for its high-energy shows, excellent execution, and historical significance in the world of WGI percussion. Everyone, welcome to the show, Michael Robertson. Hey, Michael.
Hey, what's up, Stephen? How you doing?
Nothing much, man. Thanks for coming on. I feel like I'm inching closer to doing one of these with every group in the top 5 in percussion, and I'm right close now. So it's awesome to have you on the show. But we always start this off with something that I call your life story in 32 counts. You'll get about 30 seconds or so off a metronome to try to tell us everything about your marching history, any other little biographical detail, excruciating detail, whatever you want. You got about 30 seconds. Does that sound good?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. My name is Michael Robertson Jr. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I've marched Hanover High School 1819. 2020 didn't really happen. Crown 21, Cadets 22, Mystique 23, and I'm going back to Cadets as section leader for the QB. I go to the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. I'm a junior studying marketing. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Nice. 5 left.
There you go. Cool. But that's awesome, man. It was cool. I didn't realize initially when we were talking that you had marched Carolina Crown. I knew just about your current experience at MCM, and that was something I was really excited to hear about. We'll probably talk about Crown in a little bit, but could you start off and give us a rundown of your show at MCM this year?
Ooh, fun fact. I was actually, I was at November camp the weekend that they did the show reveal.
Oh, yeah?
And it's become like an inside joke to just like not tell me what the show's about.
I picked the worst.
When it was revealed. So yeah, you picked the one guy that couldn't tell you what the show's about. It's pretty cool. I mean, I like getting the reps, I like performing it with the people, but nah, man, you're asking the wrong guy.
So as someone who maybe has observed MCM as close as anyone, then, even if you haven't been let in the loop yet, what can you put together about the show this winter?
That's a good question. I feel like it's about being molded, being remade into many different things. I feel like it can be applied to life. Like you go through a hard experience, and at the end of it, you come out like a different, more resilient version of yourself. That's pretty much all I've gathered from it. I don't really know much about like the core concepts, but that's how I relate to it, at least.
Cool. Yeah, no, I think I can pick that up watching it, that there's that sense of like molding plastic and things like that. Something else that I gather is it's just like a super high energy show. The music is exciting. The visual is very demanding and exciting. So there's always something going on at all times. How does like the show usually come together at MCM? Are they designing and redesigning over and over again? Or does it seem like there's a vision right out the gate? How does it come together?
I'd say a little bit of both. The staff, they definitely know what they're doing. They know how to like get a really good, solid product on the floor. But there's always changes. Always, always, always. I have rehearsal tomorrow. I guarantee you they're going to change something. I guess just being able to handle those changes in the moment and not feeling too overwhelmed by them. It is really cool that I get to do this with a bunch of other people. A few of them have done, WGI before. It's really, really cool. Like, I don't know. It's like a big melting pot of experience, and we all just handle the changes and we get it. Yeah, right. That's pretty much all I got.
That makes sense because MCM is also in like an interesting part of the country there as far as band goes. Like, do you guys get members from the South, members from the East? Do people move to Nashville for it? How does it usually break down?
Dude, I moved to Nashville for it. I'm from Virginia. None of the QMCM this year are from Tennessee. Like Jacob Klee, he's from St. Louis, Missouri. Sean Stepnowski, he's from Atlanta, Georgia. Jordan Slack is from Idaho. He is from he drove his car a whole day and a couple of hours to get to Mystique. and he's been living in Chattanooga ever since. He's insane. Our center, like the two guys splitting center, they're both from Texas. A couple bass drummers from Texas. Nikolai, he's one of the marimba section leaders. He's from Florida.
Yeah, so that's, I guess, a lot of people moving for it then, it sounds like, right?
There is only I could count on one hand the amount of people that actually live close enough to Mystique to just drive. It's a super big commitment to do it, but the members are super dedicated,
Yeah, so then how does it work out with housing on the weekends? Are there enough people that moved close by that members can crash at people's apartments, or what do you guys have to do?
Oh, dude, we lucked out this season. There's this cabin, not an Airbnb, a cabin, a legit cabin.
Yeah,
middle of the woods that we rent out, and we've been there since the beginning, since December-ish. We've just been chilling there every weekend, the entire ensemble. So we'll stay until 2 a.m. Just literally everybody. Sing, and it's great. It's a really cool environment. I think we'll probably do it again next year.
That is really cool, man. I had a kind of similar experience, except completely flip the social scenario of it. I lived in a trailer in the woods at Rhythm X's rehearsal site as an age out, but it was just me. There was nobody else there.
Wow.
Just off in the Ohio wilderness. But that's cool. I can imagine that it's a drum corps kind of feel since you're living with everyone all the time.
Yeah.
Even though you're doing weekend band and indoor.
Yeah, man. There's bunk beds and a stove and a fridge and showers. It's the whole. It's like a house, just a really big house, and we all just stay there.
No, that's so cool, dude. You'll probably end up missing that after the season wraps up, I would have to guess.
Yeah.
So if you think about MCM, maybe not just this year, but in general, what do you think makes MCM unique?
I'd say the work ethic for sure.
Okay.
A lot of what we do is, like you said, it's demanding. I have a couple of drill sets where I'm just running, barely marching, just actually running with my drums on. And that's something you really don't see. That's something that really attracted me to Mystique, was just how entertaining their shows were from year to year, regardless of where they finished. It's just that when you see Mystique, people are just we're gonna see something that's entertaining, it's clean, it's professional. It's that's one of the biggest things that got me here for sure. Just the work ethic and how they carried themselves.
Yeah, that makes sense. It sounds like it would be a little bit similar to the ethic that you're used to in the summertime too, coming from an ensemble like Cadets. It's that East Coast feel in both groups.
Yeah, man, it's almost identical. That's how similar it is.
Yeah, that's really interesting, man. We'll be back in a couple minutes here. We're going to pop away to a quick commercial break. But when we get back, Michael and I will keep chatting. We'll hear about some of his favorite shows.
Hey, this is Christine Ream.
And Chris Green.
Guard Closet was founded as a consignment business in 2000. Since then, it has grown to include winter guard, band, percussion, and other genres.
We can help you with custom flag and costuming designs.
Our consignment inventory has plenty of great looks for your color guard, drumline, and marching band.
Pay it forward. When you purchase consignment, you help other programs. Last year, we sold over 400 sets of consignments and returned over $125,000 in payments to our consigners for their sales.
Additionally, Guard Closet offers custom and pre-designed costumes, flags, floors, and formal wear, full or partial show writing, educational programming, and other services.
Max out your rehearsal time and set up a microsite for easy student ordering for shoes, gloves, and other equipment.
The Guard Closet team is here to help you get everything you want and need for your season. Check us out at guardcloset.com and follow us on social media.
Hey everyone, it's Tim Hinton, the beast of the marching arts, here from the Marching Roundtable podcast. I got to tell you, this week's podcast, I think you'll really enjoy it. It's called Trusting Your Gut in the Creative Process. Jessica Slaybaugh talks with Zachary Barber, and they do it in the context of creating a winter guard show, but it's all about kind of figuring out if things are going well when you're putting your show together, when to know when to pivot, maybe make some changes. I think you'll enjoy that conversation. Next week, on Monday, April 10th, Matt James is here as part of our series on 3 things I wish I'd known when I first started teaching. Matt James, of course, was the director of bands at Lawrence Central High School and had those wonderful shows and wonderful bands for so many years. I'm sure that you'll be interested in hearing what he has to say, advice for you as you're doing your own teaching, especially if maybe you're early in your career. And then the week after, on Monday, April 17th, well, I gotta tell you, you can't always have a great podcast. I had a hard time finding a guest, so I'm going to be talking with this group from this new podcast called On a Water Break. You know, it may not be our best episode ever, but I think you'll enjoy hearing from some of the hosts. They seem to have thousands of them, but anyway, some of the hosts are on that to talk about how they put the podcast together and the lessons they've learned as they've started the process. So make a note, April 17th, a group from On the Water Break. And enjoy the podcast we have out now. And remember, you can find over 1,100 podcasts at our website at marchingroundtable.com. Hope that you'll go and listen.
All right, Michael. So on our show each week, I always like to ask everyone their favorite show that they could have marched in if they could have marched in any show ever. For you, which show is that?
I'd have to say RCCO2.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know if I've seen that one, so tell us about it.
It's really cool. I think it's called The Sound of Silence, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
And it's about like deafness or something. I don't know. I just think it's really cool, like visually, and they were really clean that year. And it's like lighthearted. It's fun to watch. The book is really cool. The drill is cool. And just how it's staged, like the front ensemble's in the back, which is weird.
Yeah, that's not common.
Yeah. No, that was definitely my favorite one, like researching all this, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go back and I'll watch that one then, because I love some RCC. I love some old school WGI as well. It's not all the time that people are like thinking back pre-2013 or at least like pre-2009, I'd say definitely.
Yeah, it's a good one for sure.
So that sounds pretty cool, man. If you could design or teach any show ever, which show would that be?
This is going to sound probably Mystique this year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, this is probably the coolest show I've marched so far. I think a lot of what we're doing, like visually, and a lot of the really cool audio stuff that they have, and the stuff with the props and the lights, like that's something. And just the beats, like some of that stuff in the opener was like the hardest stuff I had to learn at the time, like all those flams and the 5-lits into the meter changes. No, it's insane. And then learning that with the drill and putting the body to it. No, it was.
Are you talking about like the rhythmic? I think it's like a decelerondo. It might be an accelerando, but it's like a minute or so in. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, like right at the opener.
I know exactly the moment.
Because I remember when they got that back in December or like November. I wasn't there one of the weekends. I was at a cadets camp, and I remember seeing them play it. And I hadn't learned it yet, and I was thinking, "Oh my God, what is this?" You know? Yeah. Honestly, now it's not that bad. But when I was learning it, I was barely hanging on. It's really just confusing.
Dude, so, that's how indoor music will get sometimes. Like sometimes you'll be looking at something, and it'll be like, "This is a 7-lit embedded within a triplet, embedded within a 5/4 bar or something." There's all these rhythms that just. Honestly, I don't know if we need to be writing them, but it's cool, dude. If you had to cut a show from existence, and that's usually the harder question to ask people, which show would you get rid of?
Oh, Carolina Thunder 1999.
Oh, back that one up.
I mean, fun fact, the guy that taught me how to drum, his name was Scott Clark. He played quads in that show. And he would like tell us stories about that whole experience. They ended up like burning the uniforms or something after a trip. They like got in trouble for it. I mean, the show's online. It's a pretty intense show. But yeah,
did Carolina Thunder get banned from WGI at some point?
That might have been the year or like the year after.
It sounds really familiar. I know that. I think they got banned a long time ago.
You serious? I didn't know that.
I want to say so. There must have been some controversial Thunder show, because I can remember people talking about this, and I was always thinking in my head, like, who is Carolina Thunder? But then I remembered, like, I was born in '98. If you got banned from the activity in 2000, how would I know?
Yeah,
but
no, it's online for sure. Carolina Thunder, 1999. It's a really uncomfortable, like, 7-8 minutes. It's there. I mean, it's there for sure.
It's online in our reality. It never existed in your preferred reality.
Never.
But I'll go check that one out, man. That's a good recommendation. You had the deep cuts for March Teach Cut. I like that. So what's your favorite video of you performing, and where could our listeners find that?
This is a really good one. It's the Vic Firth Alan Ungst cam of like the full run last year. It's just Alan with a GoPro just running around the field. No, dude, it's so cool. Like, okay. in the moment, it's like all of the little things that we added throughout the show. Like, I'll put some of that stuff is in there.
Are you talking about like the vocals or the little shticks type of things?
Yeah, dude. Most of it, the camera isn't on us for like the majority of the stuff we say, but there's like a pirate bass drum HB vocal in there somewhere. And then we were like, yo, it made the video. Like, the group chat was just dying. It was so funny when that dropped.
Sick, man. We'll go check out that Vic Firth video then of Cadets, and that would be Cadets 2022, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Vic Firth, Cadets 2022. And Michael, where could our listeners find you on social media?
Pretty much the only social media I use now is Instagram. And my handle is just Robertson with a period in between the R and the O. That's all it is.
All right, great. Well, thank you for coming on, man. It was great talking to you. I'll see you in a matter of days.
For sure.
But I'll be sure to come check you out in the lot, and I'd advise all our listeners to do so as well.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Yep, thanks for coming on, Michael. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoy the show, please share it with a friend and follow us on social media at On a Water Break. We got more WGI 2023 content to come later this week. See you in Dayton.